Alright guys, it's Playmania here, and we're back with the battles. Number 22 against Xero from the RegiLeague chat, and this was a roulette battle. So I ended up with a Xero lead, and I switched to Fortress. It was kind of a stupid switch when I think about it, because if he did have Hidden Power Fire, he's obviously going to use it on Xero, and that fucks up Fortress quite a lot. But I got an iPod Fanboy, my new Tyranitar, to take the hidden power. And he outspeeds me, which is the surprising bit. Whenever it happens there. He outspeeds me and gets a seed up before I get the sub. I was thinking I could sub and block his seed, but yeah. He then breaks my substitute with the energy ball, which I expected. I didn't know whether he'd switch or just see what I did, and he decided to see what I do, and I energy balled, and he energy balled, I ice beamed, and that didn't do a lot, you know. It really didn't do much. So after the leech seed restoring and leftover restoration for him, that's less than a quarter. So I go to Jinx, and it takes the energy ball quite nicely, in fairness. Takes it better than I thought. And I get an Ice Beam off. I was thinking this might KO, but it really wasn't even close. I mean, that Meganium has some special fucking defense, you know? It's obviously not one of these bold ones. The bold one probably would have been KO'd by that. Modest, stab, super effective Ice Beam. So it's a double switch now. I go to Fortress, he goes to Miltank, and after leftovers I'm above 100 HP, so I decide to stay in, because the best he can do is take me down to 10, and I just blow up, because its bomb was pretty crippled after that Hidden Power Fire, and I'd rather explode on the Miltank than get something like Rocks up. So I bring in Jinx, get the Focus Blast away, and KO Miltank. So I'm doing alright. I think it's 5-0 now, if I'm right. So I switch out to... So he brings in Mesprit, which walls me, and I have to go to iPod Fanboy, and it U-turns, which does some damage to me. And I was pretty sure that with the Sandstorm boost I'd be able to survive an energy ball from a bulky Meganium, and I was. I managed to get the KO with Ice Beam. So yeah, this is basically a Tyraniboa. If you don't know what those are, look on Smogon or something. It's a pretty epic Tyranitar set. I knew he was gonna U-turn here, so I stayed in and let Tyranitar faint, because it gave me the advantage of seeing what he switches in and switching in the counter. So he brought out Medicham, and I went with Jinx because my Jinx is scarfed, and I got the Shadow Ball away, which Medicham is weak. It got a critical, but I ran damage calculations and it wasn't a needed critical. It was a waste. What a waste of a critical. But yeah, he brings in Shameful, Empoleon, and I go to Reliable. He gets the Surf away. I knew I'd be able to survive a Surf, because the Hitmon series have good special defense, and I get the Close Combat, and it KOs him. I wasn't sure if it'd KO or not, but I knew I had Mach Punch, even if it didn't. So I'm pretty dead now. So he brings in, I can't remember what it's called, Mesprit, and even though I'm on low HP, it's best to switch, so I go to Bliss, and it uses U-turn, so that's a bit annoying, and he goes to Gilad, or Galad, as I'd say it. I don't know, Galad, Galad. So I'm obviously going to switch, because I'm thinking he's going to Close Combat. So I go to Xero, takes the expected close combat, and his defenses are lowered, but he sees it's 2 KO. He stays in. I'm assuming he's gone for a close combat, but Bullet Punch KOs him. I was a little bit surprised when he got KO'd, but not overly. So Thunderbolt from Mesprit takes out Caesar, and I'm in a strong position. I bring in Jinx, and yeah, I get the Shadow Ball away. I knew it wouldn't KO, but I didn't expect it to do a little bit less than half. I thought it might have done a bit more than that. So obviously, Mesprit's stalling out pretty well, but I fake out with Hitmontop, because I needed to get him as low as possible, because I knew that it'd come down to Mesprit versus Blissey, and Blissey can win this one with Seismic Toss because Mesprit doesn't have an access to a recovery move. So yeah, good game, Xero.